How do you know when you have a management issue in a sales department? I'm Scott Sylvan Bell. It's June 4th, 2017, 2:10 in the afternoon. Perfect day to talk about sales. Perfect day to talk about training. Perfect day to talk about sales management. So here's the thing. I get a chance to go into companies, businesses, and work with salespeople. And one of the most common trends that I see is like there's all these crazy rules, okay? And so here's what you need to know. If there are way too many rules inside of a building with a sales process and it's not a legal issue, there's a management issue. There's a problem going on, and some manager is managing to the minimum person, okay? So go with me here for a second. So if you got a guy who doesn't turn his paperwork on the time and the rest of the team does, and then you change up all the rules and say, hey, look, now all of you guys have to do the paperwork this way. The reason that that's a problem is you have 19 people who weren't doing it that way, and you got one guy who ruined it for everybody. Or you got one person who isn't good on asking the right questions or documenting the right thing. This becomes a management issue, and it ruins the morale of a sales department. And you got to know that, that morale inside of a sales department, all the junk that floats around in a salesperson's head really does hurt them during the day. It creates a lot of problems, creates a lot of confusion because they're not thinking about the client. They're thinking about, how stupid it is that I have to do my paperwork this way, or that I have to take this action before I can turn my paperwork in, and I'm good at what I do. Most salespeople don't need to be held accountable, especially when it comes to time to getting commission. Some of them do. So like you got the whole nervous and beginner for a salesperson, you got the discounter. Those are like the first two stages of salespeople. They really need a lot of accountability, and they need a lot of coaching. And you as a sales manager or business owner got to know that if you're not coaching those people in those first two stages the right way, when it comes to accountability and doing what they're supposed to do, then they're going to become a problem when they become a closer, and they're going to become a problem when they become a performer, because it's your fault. You didn't manage them. And you just got to know it ruins salespeople. So you want to drop sales really quickly, add a whole bunch of rules to your process that don't need to be there, right? That means that you're going to have the hard conversations with salespeople and not be their friends. Just know this destroys sales teams like you would not believe. You go into a building and you can tell, like the salespeople are like, I hate this process, and they're going to go look for somewhere else that's easier. You got to remember, when a salesperson is a closer or performer, they're not a commodity anymore. They're a precious stone. They're something that needs to be held on to, right? And sales teams, they lose salespeople that are fantastic every day of the week because there's too many crazy rules inside of a building. So if you're a sales manager, look at how many rules you have. How many of them are necessary versus how many of them are conversations that you need to have with one or two people versus pushing out across the team. Like I got a good friend, Mitch, who was in the military, and he says, hey, stop making me do push-ups for everybody else. I'm not in the military anymore. I got out of the military because I don't want to do push-ups, right? And that's the right way to think. If you got a salesperson who's creating problems, it doesn't make sense to make rules for the entire team that's not doing the same thing. You go to the person and say, hey, we need to have a conversation. If you can't fix this, then guess what? We're going to put you over here, or we're going to charge you extra, or whatever way that you have to deal with it. But you as a manager, you have to deal with your problems. Now, if you could do a small favor for me, in the box down below, leave a comment, question, or story. That'd be fantastic. To the right, to the left, there's a subscribe button. You know what you got to do. You got to subscribe. And then last of all, you can send it out to all your friends via StumbleUpon, Facebook, Twitter, Google+. Why not even LinkedIn? Scott Sylvan Bell. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Aloha.